But our championship series is going on 25 years. So every day I have to get up with the mindset that I am going to leave it all on the floor and I'm going to do whatever it takes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point, you realized you were married into crazy.
And that's what our podcast is all about. We offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as we unpack this crazy thing called marriage.
So sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
All right, let's go.
Hey everyone, this is Snooks.
And Lovey.
Have you ever felt that you need additional assistance enhancing your intimacy?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Okay, I'm not talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about making the connection with your partner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? There's an app for that.
Yeah, and it's called Intimately Us.
I love that app because you know what? You get to play so many different games.
Yeah, you're interrupting. They have Battle Strip.
And Sexy Twister, which is one of my favorites.
And they also have conversation starters and...
I love the how-to. There's a how-to where you can actually learn techniques and things that you want to try with each other along with the sexploration list.
So I was going to say, they also have great date ideas. So if this sounds good to you, download the app at r.intimately.us/MIC.
That's r.intimately.us/MIC.
The link will be in the show notes. Now let's get ready for the podcast.
Welcome to episode 198 of the Married into Crazy podcast. I'm Lovey.
I'm Snooks.
And we are back once again to have a conversation with you about what it takes to have a crazy marriage. And for those of you that are new to the podcast, when you come to Married into Crazy, sometimes it is just 5150. Sometimes your marriage is just straight up crazy. But what we talk about is what?
Being compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding.
That's the crazy that we stand on. Mm-hmm. Those are the 5 pillars upon which we coach when we work with our couples across the United States. And actually I got to stop saying just the U.S. because we've had clients in Canada as well as over in Europe. So when we teach, it's about being more compassionate, real, accountable, zealous, and yielding in your relationships. And that's what it means to be married into crazy.
Yes.
And so with that said, before we get any further, let's just make sure we pay some bills, meaning go to marriedintocrazy.com as soon as you're done with this particular episode and take a look at our coaching platform. Take a look around. You're going to see a variety of things that we actually offer to help make your marriage, be exactly what you want it to be if you don't feel as if it's quite there. And we all have maintenance to do on our marriages. But there's things that are there. There's a link to the podcast, of course, that you can send your friends to. But there's also a link to our clothing line. There's links to so many different things that are there. There's a variety of coaching tools and resources that are there. So definitely look around and go there. But while you're taking a look there, don't stop.
Don't stop. Get it.
Don't stop. Get it. Go over to either Apple Podcast or Spotify and leave a review.
Put 5 on it. Sorry.
At some point, Snooks is going to talk.
I chimed in. What are you talking about?
A little bit. We're going to start getting hate mail. He never lets her talk.
I know he don't. He pinching me right now, y'all.
Okay, well, tell him about the Iron Tribe.
Go to Facebook and join our Iron Tribe, the marriage community, and be a part of our tribe. Everyone needs a tribe, a good tribe. Our belief is as couples, how do we say it?
It's based on Proverbs 27:17. So it's basically looking at, as iron sharpens iron, that saying.
We as couples should sharpen each other.
Amen. And that's ultimately what we stand on. That's what we're about. And that, because of that, Married into Crazy came into existence because we wanted to continue to build an iron tribe around us. And from that, we believe that the best way for us to sharpen other couples is to share some of the stories, the things that God has brought us through. And not that we have the end all, but we do have a lot of input.
Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, we all want to we like good people. We want to surround ourselves with good people, and as individuals, so as couples, we want to surround ourselves with good couples. I, I don't know of anyone who likes to be around a couple that's the drama and they're arguing all the time or whatever. You want to be around good, wholesome couples because I feel like it not revives, but what is that?
Revitalizes.
Reinvigorates or
Yeah.
whatever that word is. Yeah, it does that.
It does that thing.
Whatever that
is.
thing is, whatever.
But you're right. I mean, look, we've all been there. I mean, have you ever been to like a barbecue? You're kicking it with some couples, and it's like, oh yeah, and we invite this couple and that couple, and we're just hanging out, kicking it. And there's somebody that's just like going in, and you're like, ooh, look at the time. We should not have invited them.
Go.
Well, that's not part of your iron tribe, but maybe it is, and maybe that's somebody that needs to be lifted up. Mm-hmm. But because we all go through it at some point, right? We all do. But that's what being a part of the Iron Tribe is. And you definitely want to join now and then get your friends and family to join, because on July 6th, we're going to be having an exclusive announcement that we're only going to be rolling out to the Iron Tribe originally. It'll get out to the masses later on, but Iron Tribe gets first dibs as far as the information is concerned that we're going to be sharing to really take marriages to the next level.
Right. I mean, you guys rock with us, so we want to make sure that you guys got first dibs, that y'all are taken care of first.
Absolutely. So we're inviting you to join that Iron Tribe to be a part of this, because trust me, the test couples that we've worked with on this, just raving reviews, and they love what we're about to share with all of you. Mm-hmm. So we're excited about that. So that's our pitch. That's what we do. Right now, though, did you catch the game the other day? Or I should say the series.
Lovey, don't get on here fronting. Y'all, let me tell you something.
I don't watch.
That's why I'm saying. He'll be like, did you catch it? I was like, babe, can we watch the game? He's like, what? But it was his birthday. So it was on his birthday. But even before that, we hadn't been watching the game or whatever. So I'm trying to do my homework, and I was like, oh, but the game is on. And so trying to watch the game too a little bit. So yeah, I watched the game.
Well, and in all honesty, for years we lived for our sports teams. I mean, I would not miss. I would miss a Steelers game. I'd be upset if I couldn't catch. Oh, I was a fanatic for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
I definitely was. I was going to the Steelers hangout, out here and watching the games and arguing with everybody that didn't love the Steelers. And then when it came to basketball, I used to be a rabid Kings fan. And then anyway, we won't even go there. And then you guys are like, ooh, we used to like you up until you said that. Or either that or you guys will just feel sorry for us right now.
No.
But we, Robert Ory, if you listen, bruh, if I ever see you, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting it be known.
So funny.
Don't cross the street when I'm in the car. If I'm wielding, okay, that could be considered.
Can you not? Thank you. Now you're doing too much.
Big shot Rob. I don't like you. Anyway, I need therapy because of you, bro.
Anyway.
But we watch bits and pieces of sports now as opposed to watching the whole thing. But I love championship series. Mm-hmm. The thing that you see everybody rising to the top, doing that extra, the thing that oh my God, like some shots that you saw were like, how did Steph do that?
But okay, it wasn't just Steph.
It wasn't just Steph. Clay was in there.
Poole was doing his thing.
He was.
So but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
But we love it as not even just as a nation, as a world. We love watching, whether it's the World Cup. Mm-hmm. We'll watch the championship. I won't watch any baseball all year long.
But watch the World Series.
But I'll watch the World Series. I'm not a huge baseball fan, but there's something about the championship. Mm-hmm. We're watching World Cup soccer, when it's the championship. There's so many different things that we'll do. That's why everybody gets excited about the Olympics, because it's the culmination of champions from all over the world. What is it about a champion that excites us?
I think for me, it's just the energy. That, okay, it's like this is the game's on the line or whatever. We have something that we're trying to obtain, something that no one else can have, because there can only be one champion, right?
There can be only one.
There can be only one. So you're like, okay, so they finna really bring the A game. They're going to just go in there, and they know that it's not like it's the first game of the season where we got 100 and some odd games to where we could catch up or whatever. No, we don't have time for that. So we got to show up all the time. And I think that's what it is. They're always, hopefully, they're always showing up and they're doing their best or whatever. So that's what I like. The excitement. It's just exciting.
True. It's a different energy, right? Mm-hmm. And so the question is, what about our marriages? How do you become a champion at marriage? How do we create that kind of energy that you're talking about, that whole every day, but in our marriage?
Well, I know for us, if you would just do what I say, we would have that. So.
Well, I'm the sixth man, so I'm sitting on the bench. I'm like, okay. When I get called in a game, coach, put me in. I'm ready. But
if you just do what I say, we always.
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't.
It's supposed to be a team.
It is a team.
Marriage is a team sport.
I lead, you follow.
Wow.
That's not. No.
Didn't we just have this conversation about whose name? What's your last name?
Which one?
Which one? You only got one. I lead, you follow. No, we're not even going to go there. But it's one of those things where what is it? How do we get to that next level? Because look, right now, many of us are playing early. A lot of our marriages are just the league games.
Early league games.
Right, where it's like, we win some, we lose some, whatever. But how do we go from treating our marriage like traditional league games or preseason to the point where, you know what, every day we treat our marriage like a championship? Mm-hmm. Not that you have to win it, but that you bring the craziness that's involved with every single championship series that's played in the world.
Right. You come and you leave. What do they say in the locker room? Leave it all on the floor. How often are we leaving it all on the floor? Leaving it all on the floor in our relationship.
When we was young.
In our.
Girl, we used to leave it all on the floor.
I'm sorry, y'all. I am so sorry. Let me stop.
Okay. I ain't playing.
I know you're not, so cut it out. Anyway.
There was that time we dragged the mattress to the living room. Anyway. She cheesy now.
Oh, he ain't lying.
So look, no, but you're right. It's about leaving it all on the floor. You want to make sure.
Giving it your all.
When I coached and with the girls, when we were going into a national tournament, it was like, do not let Monday come and you feel as if I could have done just a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I could have played a little bit harder. I could have dove a little bit further or more often. I could have yelled or communicated that much more. I could have jumped a little bit higher, gave a little bit more effort. Mm-hmm. And we need to have that same attitude when it comes to our marriages.
Well, and that is so very true, because with marriage, we're talking something that's our trophy is at the end of the day, and this is just my opinion. Our trophy is at the end of the day, I love you as much, if not more, than I did when I first got up that same day. So every single day, there's going to be another trophy. That's how I feel. So because
I like that.
I'm in it to win it. You know what I'm saying?
Every day.
Every single day. Not just, okay. So the championship game, the series, 7 games, right? So, but our championship series is going on 25 years. So every day I have to get up with the mindset that I am going to leave it all on the floor, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we keep this thing strong. If that means that I have to set my pride aside, and be like, all right, Lovey, that you got it, or whatever it is. I'm gonna do that. I'm not saying that that's easy. That's okay. Let me backtrack. I'm gonna correct myself. My intention is to do that, because sometimes I'm like, ooh, we already talked about that. Nah, bruh, whatever it is. But my intention is to leave it all on the floor. When I develop that and this is just me, when I develop that, whatever, attitude, I don't even want to talk to you right now. Just go do whatever. What am I leaving? I'm leaving nothing on the floor. And in that moment, I don't care, cuz I'm thinking about my feelings. I'm in my feelings. I'm emotional, you know, about what's going on here what with me, and I'm not thinking about, if I'm being honest, full transparency, I'm not thinking about our relationship at that point. I'm thinking about how I feel. So I can't think of our relationship and think about how I feel if I'm feeling negative.
No, I get
Does
you.
that
No,
make
I get you.
sense? Okay.
So think back to okay, when I say 76ers, you think Iverson, right? I mean, there's a lot of people you can think
I was
of over
like,
time.
no, I think of Dr. J.
Dr. J. I know, that's true. Dr. J is the first that comes to my mind.
But
Iverson, okay, so look
right,
at
right, okay.
So don't get it twisted, folks. What we're talking about, there's a difference between being an all-star, being a superstar, and being a champion. Because what you just described when you were talking about, having ego and I'm going to do it my way and this, that, and the other, God bless him. I loved Iverson's game. But how many championships did he win?
I don't think he won any.
Right. He was a superstar. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of superstars in marriage, right? Getting things done your way, shining when everybody's like, oh, look good, smell good, make the money, got the house. You might be a superstar, but are you a champion in your marriage?
Right.
I'd much rather be Big Shot Rob coming off the bench, making the dagger shots, getting my team to the next level. Look at I just forgot his name. The guy plays for the Warriors, does all the dirty work. Oh my God, my brain is just seized up, and I just had his is it Iguodala? No, what's his name? Gosh darn it, I can't. Anyway, the other day I want to say it was like game 2, game 3. He got pulled from the game because he was stinking up the joint. He's usually a go-to guy, but they pulled him.
I know who you're talking about.
It's killing me that I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, he gets pulled, and everyone's like on social media like, oh, you need him on the floor. He was throwing everybody else off. But he sat there and rooted his team on and was waving the towel and doing all because he knew that I wasn't contributing at the level that I needed to contribute at. So he was willing to actually step aside and do what was needed for the team to win. How many of us are willing to do that for our marriage?
Well, and that's called yielding, right? So he wasn't performing at the level that he normally does. No disrespect, because sometimes we fall short. I'm having a really bad day and I'm like you said, stinking up the joint. The good thing is, this is when it's not about ego and I have to be right or I have to shine. That's when you be like, you know what? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not doing such a good job here. You go ahead and you take the lead. And then, but while you're leading, I'm still rooting. I'm not hating. I'm not being mad about it or whatever, because everyone on that bench wants to play. Everyone wants to play. That's why they sign up or whatever it is. Some sign up like it's rec ball. That's why they go out for the draft. That's why they do these things. They sit and they watch. You show me that you could be a champion on the sidelines while you are cheering your team on. You don't always have to have the ball and make the shot, because sometimes when I'm on the floor, it's that cheering, it's that energy, it's you pumping me up. That's going to be the thing that's going to keep me going.
It's so funny you say that. So with our girls, when they're playing volleyball, you can only have 6 on the court at a time. Just like in basketball, you can only have 5. But you got to, if you're blessed, you have a bench of girls. So we might have another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 girls on the sideline. And what my co-coach, what Scott and I would always tell the girls is, we don't have people on the bench. We have on the court players, and then we have sideline players. Even if you're on the sideline, you're still playing. You're still in the game. You got to be in the game. So that means that we always tell them energy in, energy out. We would challenge the girls that the girls that are on the sideline, you need to feed energy onto that court, because when it comes time, when your rotation comes around, you're going to need that energy. So you're feeding in what you're going to feed on later on. And the girls that are out there on the court know that you got girls that are on the sidelines that are feeding you energy. So we need that going back and forth. Right. When something happens, you come together, you cheer on the court, but you look at your girls on the sideline and you scream and you yell at them as well, like because it's all one big family.
That's right.
I love that when I see teams, like if you watch the Olympics, you'll watch these girls, or even college. I'm a big volleyball guy, but you'll see them doing these little dances every time. Like a girl, they didn't score the point, them individually. But their team, somebody on their team, just the girl that you want to replace, that you really want to be in her position right now, she goes up, gets a monster kill, and the first thing you do is they got these little dances they do, right? And they'll do these things, and then when it come together, they all cheer together, they lift each other up. Somebody gets injured, next person up. They're cheering each other on, but it's not about self. It's about the betterment of the team. Your team is you and your spouse. Mm-hmm. How often are you cheering for them? Not just when it's during sex. Go on, girl, get that. Do that thing.
So stupid.
Or like, come on, baby, you handle that. It's.
How zealous are you?
How zealous are you for your entire? Are you trying to win a championship every single day in your marriage? Mm-hmm. Are you contributing? Are you being accountable? Let's just be honest. Are you being compassionate and recognizing that, hey, you know what? Somebody's having a rough day today. Let me lift them up. Instead of turning that knife a little bit more. Well, you should have did what I told you to do or what I recommended.
Don't be shitting on me.
Right? Shouldn't. What you should do. Should. She said should for all the censors out there. And then, but you know what? But it's crazy shows up every single day. It should show up every single day in some form in your marriage. Mm-hmm. Being compassionate, keeping it real. Like, look, today was rough. I'm having a hard time or I'm struggling. I don't like you right now. I don't like the way that you talk to me out in public or whatever, but let's focus on that. Or let's be about, on the real, I feel like I'm doing everything. And you're focusing on that, right? Let's focus. Let's keep the main thing, that accountability, being accountable to each other. We talked about zealousness right now. Snooks talked about yielding. How crazy are you being every day? Because if you're crazy, you're going to win that championship.
Yeah. I mean, in it, you can't just be one. I can't just be just compassionate. I have to be real. I have to be accountable. I have to be zealous. I have to be yielding. And if we could use, we're talking championship. If we could use basketball, mm-hmm. Keeping with that analogy. So there's an offense and there's a defense, right? Yep. So Steph going up, monster dunks or whatever, getting the ball in, Green defending, but everybody has something that they have to do, not just one thing. You can't just go out and shoot. You got to you got to block, you got to rebound, you have to, It
was Green that stunk up the joint.
But
no, I was trying to think earlier.
Oh, I almost said Draymond, but it wasn't Draymond that I was thinking of. It was somebody else.
But I was like, why? So you said, I was like, Draymond. So anyway.
But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got the ball,
I'm being racist. I don't know why.
But it wasn't.
I don't know why it was on my mind. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm derailing this. Go ahead, babe. But no, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But you can't just be one thing. You can't just be a shooter. You have to know how to rebound. You have to be on the lookout for. You have to guard your guy. You have to be ready for the steal. You have to be all of these different things that,
But some players are role players. Right? Steph isn't your monster dunker. He's not that guy that plays inside and posts people up. He's on the outside, and he's a sniper. He's shooting you from the outside. But you feed that ball in, you got somebody like Draymond, right? That's the dirt. I won't call him the dirty player. He's the guy that's hitting the floor, that's doing whatever it takes. He's like the modern day version of oh my God, Bulls, crazy hair, getting the rebounds.
Rodman.
Dennis.
Yeah.
So Dennis. It's like Dennis.
He's not Dennis Rodman.
No, but I'm saying he's just about, meaning Dennis Rodman gets a bad rap.
The passion and the
passion, doing whatever it took to get the ball back out to Mike or get it over to Pippen. He did whatever it took, and people didn't like him, but he was zealous about, I'm gonna get that rebound. I'm gonna outthink you in order to get there. You might out hustle me. You might be a better athlete. And I might be hungover for the last 3 days, but I'm going to get this done. And he showed up every single time.
But that's not the only thing that he did. That's what he was known for.
But he wasn't a shooter.
But I mean, if he didn't just just do that one thing.
No.
He didn't but that's what I'm saying. It wasn't like he just stood there, okay, when they get over here, no, I'm running up and down the court too. If I see an opportunity, I'm going to take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
So
you got to be multifaceted, but also recognizing that some facets of your game are not as good as others. And that's when that's why people pass it out.
I was going to say that's when you pivot, you pass it, you whatever.
Right. Like, yeah, you're not going to see, every now and then, yes, but you don't see Draymond out there trying, to throw up the threes. That's Clay. That's a splash brother. That's Clay, and that's Steph. That's their role. Like they'll do that. They'll slash when they need to, but they do play all the different facets of the game. But they also recognize the strengths of the others, and they put their teammates in position.
But I was getting ready to say that though. One thing about it, sometimes you have to take that shot. If nobody else, if you can't get that ball to wherever, who the sweet person is, you're going to have to take that shot. That's why you have to practice in every area, because you never know when you're going to be required to do it.
Right.
And that's even in relationships. Yeah. You never know when you're going to have to cook or wash clothes or whatever.
Right.
So you practice.
I think people have figured out by now that compassion is not my strength. That's not what I got. That's not why I got signed to the team.
It's not.
That wasn't it. It was a variety of other things. And you learn, you get stronger, right? The more you're around people. We're using a lot of sports analogies, but when Jordan came into the league, when he went into the league, he wasn't known for his defense, but he eventually became Defensive Player of the Year. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe was not known for his defense.
Oh my God, no.
But he became Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
These things that may not come naturally, or you've never had to focus on them, but when you become part of a team, you look for ways to be able to contribute at a higher level. And again, we'll bring this back to how are you looking at your marriage to figure out how you can contribute at a higher level?
So it's just, I don't know, I'm just going to throw this in there. You already brought it up earlier, but this is where you seek those that have tools and so on, So with our coaching, we do, what is that? The DISC assessment.
DISC assessment, help you understand each other.
Help you understand each other and what your strengths are and what your tendencies are, so that you can become stronger in those things where you need, I won't say where you need work, but you want to strengthen all areas. So if I recognize that maybe I'm not good over on this part, but I'm extra over here, I need to work on this part. Well, you can't see my hands, y'all, but sorry. But I need to work on what's less than before I.
And you continue to build your strengths. You strengthen your strengths, and you try and build up those. You shore up your defenses on the things that you aren't as good at. But you always want to move everything forward. Mm-hmm. And let's just keep it real, since we're still talking about sports analogies. Every single person that we've mentioned so far had a coach. Even when you play at the highest level, when it comes to athletics. You think baseball coaches, pitchers have pitching coaches, as well as their head coach, as well as a first base coach, as well as a third base coach. They have a variety of coaches. Mm-hmm. If you have a financial advisor, that's your coach to actually help you achieve your financial goals. You have marriage goals. Do you have a coach? And I'm not just talking about the guy next door that you have beers with. What you need to do, this is how I got my woman to do. No, you get a real coach, right? Michael Jordan had a shooting coach. Almost every person, the unsung heroes of all these sports, you'll find them on Instagram. These guys have defense coaches. They have athletic training coaches, because LeBron spends $1 million a year on his body, on getting people to come in. He has a coach when it comes to his mindset. He has a coach when it comes to, outside of the team strength and conditioning coach, he has somebody that actually oversees his nutrition. He has somebody that he has coaches in these different areas. People, I'm telling you right now that if you don't have a coach for your marriage, I'm not going to say you're losing.
Well, if you're struggling, especially if you're struggling, I'll say that, especially if you're struggling and you're like, what in the devil? How come I can't?
It's got to be better than this. There's got to be more to it. Even if you're thinking it's good, but you have that feeling, and you know that feeling in your gut where you're like, this could be so much better. I just don't know. How do I get there? You need a coach. Look, and I'm not going to even say, we would love to be those coaches to help you get to that next level, to discover that, to get you. Maybe we're a short-term coach. It's just going to help you around a corner to where you can discover something else that's going to take you to the next level. If not us, then somebody else. There's a lot of different people out there. You've got to vibe with them. You've got to make sure that the person that A, you're willing to put in the work, but B, that you're willing to listen to your coach. There's something about them. Go to our website, marriedandcrazy.com, go to our coaching tab, and book a discovery call. And we can have a conversation to find out if we're that couple that can actually help you get to the next level. We do coach individually, but I'm going to tell you, our jam is when we coach together. Couple-to-couple coaching is by far what we do best. We're good.
Jam.
We do well by ourselves.
That's our jam.
And we've got individual clients. But our jam is when we come together and we just, it's couple to couple, and we love on the couples that we work with. I'm not saying they always love us, because we purposely create some tension to make sure that you guys are growing. But that's what growth is all about. But because our whole premise for what we do is to help you win that championship every single day. And if you don't win the championship that day, you move that much closer. And we're not going to sit here and belabor this, but I will say this. Folks, champions become champions long before they ever win a championship. Let that sink in. The day that Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team, and he went home and told his mom, instead of her saying, oh, let me go up there and talk to the athletic director. Oh, not my baby. Nope, you ain't cutting my baby. He's good. You don't know who he's going to be the next. Oh, well, he is Michael Jordan. He's going to be
the next Bill Russell.
Right? But, right, he's going to be the next Dr. J. She didn't do all that. You know what she told Mike? You better get in the gym. You better get in the gym and work it out. The day that he made the decision to get in the gym and work harder is the day he started becoming a champion. That was truly the day that Michael Jordan won his first championship, because he was beginning to master himself to get to that next level. We told our girls all the time, you want to win this bracket, you want to win this, well, the work starts here in practice. Again, going back to Allen Iverson, what else is he famous for? Practice.
So jacked up.
Practice. You talking about practice? He didn't put value on becoming a champion. That's where you become a champion, in practice, in your daily habits. There are daily habits that go along with your marriage. Don't look at your spouse or look at your marriage and think to yourself, practice? No, you need to think, you need to be the Black Mamba. I'm in here 2 hours before everybody else is here. I'm turning on the lights before the janitor gets in here to turn on the lights. I'm going to shoot 200 free throws before half these dudes even get out of bed. That's where the championships are born. Where are you building your championship in your marriage? What are you doing to take your marriage to the next level? You want to win the championship? You want to be all world when it comes to marriage? Practice. Every single day.
Practice.
Look, y'all, we enjoy you guys. We need to cut it short, but we hope that this was chock full of a lot of things that you're looking for that you can use, resources. And I know that we bang that drum when it comes to marriedandcrazy.com, but I'm telling you, we're here for you. The results of couples that we work with speak for themselves. We don't name anybody by name, but I will say this, that we love what we do. We're ordained to do what we do. God has put us here to do this, and we would love to do it with you as well.
Yep.
So with that said,
Be
until the next
blessed.
time. Aw, she got me. All right now, bye.
Bye.